Hey guys, it is Cole and Denise with the Bridge Group, and today we're going to be talking about something that your agent probably didn't disclose, and it's going to cost you a lot of your profits when you go to sell your property that you thought you had so much equity in. Okay, so the main topic of today is capital gains. What is capital gains?
Capital gains is what you will be taxed on the amount that you have made from selling your property. It will be anywhere from 27 to 32% of whatever was over after you've paid realtor fees, you've paid your closing costs. So any amount that was left over, that's what you will be taxed on.
You know, like our profit is really like, you know, a lot of our clients, and I myself, you know, like whenever I look at the value of the equity that I have in my house, I'm looking at that profit number, right? Like, what am I going to get back? What is that net to me? And whenever I look at that, I don't even think about, you know, capital gains. This is my homestead. This is my house, you know, I got to get some kind of tax break here. But if we have lived in our house for less than 2 years, or we have bought the property and we've owned it for more than 5 years, but we've lived in it for less than 2 of those 5 years, we're going to owe capital gains, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so Denise, we've dealt with sellers that had no idea. They saw the profit, they saw the numbers, and they were like, all right, let's sell it, right? Do you think that could be a deal breaker for some sellers?
It just all depends. I think it depends on what the amount is going to be and what the reasons are that they are looking to sell.
You just recently had someone that they fell into this category.
Correct.
Technically. We are not CPAs, we are not attorneys. We're a long, list of fine print here, but at the same time, we do not we're not attorneys, so we do encourage everyone to go to an attorney, go to a tax attorney, go to a CPA, and confirm everything. But at the same time, these are rules of thumb. These are experiences that we have lived through and worked through time and time again, and that's what we wanted to share with our audience today. So you had someone recently that technically they fell under this,
yes,
but there was a way out.
Yes, that is correct. I had a friend. They had purchased a house for this parent, and within a year, the parent passed away. He didn't know what to do. We went ahead and contacted a CPA. The CPA said, well, as long as there's a death certificate, we can go ahead and work around that. Okay. So there was an exception to that. Again, that was a death in the family.
Okay, so there are some exceptions to the rule,
yes,
right?
Correct.
And like we said before, now, if that's your homestead, you've lived in it longer than 2 years, then you won't owe those capital gains, right? If you have owned the house for a total of 5 years and you've lived in it for 2 of those 5 years, then you would avoid those capital gains. The other way that you can avoid those capital gains, and it's kind of tricky, but the thing is, if you want to sell that property, you can create an escrow account with an attorney that is called a 1031 exchange. This is very popular with investors, real estate investors, whether you're flipping. These guys, think about it. If you were going to flip a property, you would owe so much capital gains, right? Because you're always flipping, and you own the property less than 6 months, sometimes less than 3 months. So think of how many capital gains or how much capital gains they would pay if they didn't use the 1031 exchange. That is an escrow account that you can put all of the profits, all of the funds from the sale of that property into, and have to turn around and buy. This is key. You have to buy another investment property with those funds. So you can't turn around and be like, oh wow, I've made $250,000 flipping homes. Now I want to put that as a down payment on my primary home. Doesn't work that way. It has to be another real estate investment property. You can use the 1031 exchange to avoid capital gains. It is a tax haven type of escrow account that in 90 days, I think you can get an extension for 120 days if you're still looking for something to invest that money into. So those are really the only ways. The last thing we wanted to talk about is, why don't more people know about capital gains? There's 48,000 agents just in Houston alone. What are a couple reasons why an agent would not disclose that?
Because they do not know.
We always want to disclose this. This is something that not every real estate agent will disclose. We want to disclose it because that number that you have in your head and you're like, oh man, I'm fixing to make so much money, you might not. If you've lived in that property for more than 2 years, or you've owned that property for more than 5 years, but you lived in that property 2 of those 5 years, you're pretty good. good. Always check with your CPA as well. Thanks for joining us. I hope that was helpful. Denise is a very powerful real estate agent, especially listing agent. When it comes to listing your property or buying, you definitely want Denise on your side. So give her a call. Her information is down below, and we will see you next week.